It's 131 days till the man burns, and today we're talking about all those weird little things that virgins should know that you only find out about once you get to Burning Man. So obviously the first thing you should do is check out the official Burning Man First Timers Guide and Survival Guide. I will link them in the description box below. But here are some things that you probably won't find in there, except maybe one or two. Bring your own cup with you. There are tons of theme camps that give out free drinks and slushies and all kinds of delicious things. But they don't have cups. So if you don't bring your own cup, you can't have any. None of that stuff is for you. The best kind of cups are ones that have a carabiner on them so that you can easily just hook them onto your belt loop or onto your bike or something. Or, just get a regular cup and put a carabiner on it. Just make sure whatever cup you bring is not breakable, that it's going to last you the week, because Burning Man cupless is a bit of a sad Burning Man. The portaloos have blue lights on poles by them so that at night it's really easy to spot them from a distance. But, everything's lit up at night. Sometimes you might accidentally find yourself following a completely different blue light and you get there and it's not a portaloo. But you will become a pro at spotting the portaloo lights from just troll other blue lights. There are some themed days. There is TUTU Tuesday, there is White Wednesday. Lots of theme camps have their own kind of special days. And, obviously you're not obligated to wear a tutu on TUTU Tuesday. You're not going to get kicked out for not wearing a tutu. But, if you're wondering why everyone is wearing a tutu on Tuesday, it's TUTU Tuesday. If you're part of a theme camp, then a lot of theme camps have their own themed days as well. So find out if there's any of those going on, if you want to dress up for them and bring some stuff along. You'll see the water trucks driving around spraying water, and it will be followed by a trail of virgin burners trying to get some of that sweet, cool spray. Some of them will have jugs that they're trying to fill up with water. Don't do it. It's not clean water. You're just covering yourself in really gross water. Bring a mister or something with you. I know it can be really tempting because it's so hot and you're like, I just want to be sprayed by the truck that's spraying water everywhere. But don't do it, and definitely don't drink it. You do not need a dicky tummy at Burning Man. Picklebacks are a pretty popular drink at Burning Man, and they do exist in the real world as well. It's basically a shot of whiskey followed by a shot of pickle juice or a pickle. But most people, when you tell them about picklebacks, they kind of go, ugh, that sounds terrible. For some reason at Burning Man, it's just the best combination. It's like bacon and cheese or cheese and crackers. That's such a lame example. I mean, it's got the two best ingredients, salt and whiskey. Watermelons are a terrible idea. They seem like the best idea, but really they're just not. Watermelons smell bad, really bad when they go bad. And it's almost like as soon as your watermelon senses it's made it through the entry gate, it just commits fruiticide. It's disgusting. And even if you manage to eat it, your watermelon stays good, you eat it, the leftovers, the rind, it's going to smell so bad. Trust me, I've done it. It's terrible. You will have multiple conversations with your campmates about how to stop that watermelon from smelling. You'd be wrapping it up in things, maybe if we put it in this, then the smell won't get out, but it still will. Watermelons, no. Fires are complicated. You would think that an event that, is called Burning Man and kind of focuses a lot on burning things would be the perfect place for campfires to roast your marshmallows over. But because of the leave no trace thing and moop, it's actually a bit complicated to have a fire. You need to make sure your fire is elevated so that you're not going to leave a scorch mark on the ground. You need to have a way to control the ash so it's not blowing around creating moop. It's just a bit more complicated than if you were on a regular camping trip where you would just start a fire and not really worry about the ash blowing anywhere. It is possible to have fires. You just need to do some research into the best way to go about it so as not to leave a trace or leave a load of ashy moop everywhere. Breakdowns are fairly common at Burning Man. It's hard to really understand until you have witnessed or experienced it for yourself, but it's a pretty common thing, and if it happens to you, then just go and find some shade, drink a load of water. I feel like that's the Burning Man cure for everything. Find some shade and drink some water and you'll be fine. Maybe head back to camp, have a nap, have some food. Just, take it easy until you're feeling better and ready to get back out there and have fun. It doesn't happen to everyone, but just be aware that it is a thing that happens to some people, so it's nothing to worry about or feel strange about. It happens. There is a lot less drugs and sex than the world would have you believe at Burning Man. People seem to think that once you get past the entry gate, it's just a huge pile of people having a big orgy all off their faces on drugs. It's really not like that. Drugs are illegal, public sex is illegal, and there are police officers wandering around waiting to arrest people or fine people for breaking the law. So, you know, having sex in public, it risks you getting arrested. Doing drugs in public, you've got a risk of getting arrested. So while these things do happen, they tend to happen in private and behind closed doors, and it's not as huge a percentage of the people at Burning Man as you would think. There is a Burning Man marathon. I mean, the idea of doing a marathon fills me with dread, but I'm sure for some of you guys out there, you're like, wow, that would be an amazing place to do a marathon. Like, the most intense place to do a marathon. So, you know, if that's your kind of thing, bring along your running shoes. And there's lots of other, you know, things like this, like little events or organised things where you can take part. So, you know, look out for things like that. It can be a great way to meet new people and to get involved in something. Don't bring anything you love with you, except maybe another human being, or maybe not, because relationships in Burning Man, there's like a curse, but I'll save that for another video. A lot of the stuff you bring will end up being destroyed or lost or just never quite the same. Player dust just has a way of getting into everything and never quite getting back out of it. Everything I take with me is things that I don't mind if that thing gets lost or broken or damaged, because you don't want to spend your whole Burning Man worrying about, you know, oh, you got a hole in your favourite dress, or oh no, you cracked your phone screen, or things like that. It's much more relaxing to just not have those things with you, to not have to worry about them at all. And Burning Man is really not kind to electronics. Your electronic devices will get player dust inside them, and that dust is alkaline, so it will erode your electronics from the inside. So you might find if you bring along your camera or your phone that in a couple of months it dies on you, and it's probably from the player dust. Photography is in the guide, but I feel quite strongly about photography, and so I'm mentioning it here as well. So you're going to see amazing things, and probably your first reaction is going to be to whip out your camera phone and take a picture of it. But the rule is you should be getting permission from anyone that is in your pictures at Burning Man, because they may not want you to be taking pictures of them, or they may not want that picture to end up online somewhere. It's far easier to just not take pictures of people, to just enjoy the moment, watch whatever it is that's going on that's so amazing. Don't feel like you need to whip out your camera and take pictures of it. Just enjoy the moment. And you know, like I said about electronics and player dust, it's probably easier to just not bring your phone or your camera with you and not have it destroyed by player dust. I couldn't not mention the principles either, which obviously are also in the guide. But I think when you're a first timer, it's very easy to get caught up in, you know, prep and packing and what's it going to be like, what should I bring, and to not pay as much attention to the principles as you could. So if you haven't checked them out, make sure you do check them out. If you have checked them out, go and check them out again. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. If any of the rest of you have any tips or suggestions or advice for people, let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you see me at Burning Man this year, feel free to come and say hi. Bye, guys.